And afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my live stream. It's Kevin here, or I should say Captain Karr. So a couple of things I just want to update you guys on. So the last couple of tries I've had at this live stream have not been that good. So I'm actually redoing the live stream for this broadcast. Reason being is that I realized that the last stream, actually the camera was completely messed up. So I apologize for that. I've had a lot of computer issues also related to audio and the Windows update that came across. So anyway, we're retrying it today and hopefully everything works out. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If anybody's in the chat, say hello and we'll just dive back into the content again. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the website and just go over some of the HE versus AP round information. And for those of you who have never played the game before, there are two different types of ammunition in the game: HE, which is high explosive, and armor piercing. We're also going to go over some of the 6.14 updates that happened a few weeks back, which made major changes to carrier. Specifically, I'm focusing on the American carriers because that's what I play. I play a Tier 7 Ranger carrier. So a few different updates there too. We'll talk about that. But let's just dive in. So we're talking about gunnery and armor penetration. If you guys haven't seen this website on wargaming.net, I advise you to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. So when you're playing the game, you got two types of ammunition: armor piercing and high explosive. So let's just kind of go over the basics. So high explosive is basically an ammunition that explodes on contact. It's meant to do fire damage as well as explosive damage. So it knocks out modules, that type of thing. If it penetrates, it becomes even better. But the chance of penetrating with an HE round are slim. Couple things to consider with HE rounds are that if the caliber matters. So if you're a destroyer, for example, and you're trying to hit a battleship with an HE and you hope to pen it, good luck, because I don't think that's going to happen. The more armor and the smaller the caliber. So if you can picture, like, a battleship's round with an HE is a heck of a lot more powerful than, say, a destroyer's round with an HE. Now, that being said, if you use HE continuously, you can build up fire on the opposite enemy vessel, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's look at the armor layout. This is a nice little diagram that they got here on Wargaming's site. Okay, it shows you the basic layout. So here we have the Citadel. The Citadel is the main sort of centerpiece of the ship. If this really gets damaged, that causes a lot of damage because it's basically the structure of the ship, or the main, where everything is basically important in the ship. And you'll notice on most of the ship layouts within the game, the armor belt is centered around this part of the ship. These are the magazines. That's where all the ammo is. So your HE and AP rounds, that's where they're stored on the ship. So if you penetrate the armor on the side and hit one of those, there's a chance it could blow up, doing a lot of damage, or even taking out the ship completely if it causes a chain reaction, but harder to do than it looks. Steering room, that's like the engine room, so you take that out, the ship can't maneuver. There's various modifiers that can help you reduce that impact from one of those hits. Conning tower, that's basically for taking out, I think it's the commander. I'm not 100% sure on the conning tower, but anyway, in terms of basic aiming, you're really going to want to try to aim for the center of the ship. Now, that being said, ships move, so you're always going to be trying to hit the side of the ship if you can, and you're going to be giving a lead out when you're shooting the ship. So anyway, I thought this was a really good website, and it also talks about penetration angles. So something I didn't know before I read this site was that basically, if you're using an armor piercing round, there's an auto ricochet if you're between 0 and 30 degrees to the surface. Okay, so 0 to 30 degrees meaning if you're coming in at a 30-degree angle or less to the actual surface that you're trying to penetrate, it's going to bounce. Likewise here, there's a chance to ricochet between 30 and 45 degrees, and 45 and 90 degrees, the ricochet doesn't occur. So it does pen. It's just a matter of how much damage it does at that point. So a lot of different things here. I advise you to check it out. Similarly, there's armor on the deck, so there's a whole nother ballistics where the longer your shots are, if they're coming straight down on a ship, you can see in this one here, they're talking about an immune zone, and you know, the fact that the shell is basically going to miss and that type of thing. So you guys can check all that out. But what we're gonna get into, we're gonna play a couple games today, and I'm just gonna play a destroyer, a cruiser, and a battleship, and just kind of show you the differences at tier 7, tier 6, and 7, just to see, you know, sort of what the shell is doing, and we'll just have a go at that. So that's what I'm gonna do. But first, I'm gonna talk about the 6.4 updates. So I'm gonna switch into gameplay mode here. And okay, so here we have the tier 7 Ranger carrier. Oh, actually, before I do that, I just want to talk about one extra thing, which under your commander skills here. I haven't worked up to it yet, but this one here is really interesting for HE shells. Some of the advanced players probably already have it, but this basically increases your armor penetration of an HE round, which is the ideal thing, because if you can actually pen an HE round, it's going to do a lot more damage than a regular AP round. Also with chances of, you know, destroying whole sections of the ship or the ship entirely. So I'm curious to see what this does. As soon as I'm able to save up the 4 points. Now, as you notice here in the admiral or the captain's crew skills, for a 4-line item, it takes a long time to get 4 of those skills. You have to build up this whole line here. That's all experience. That's a lot of playing, and you can't get to the 4th line until you've unlocked 3rd. So you got to unlock 1, 2, and 3. So that's at least 6 skills that you have to unlock before you can get to the 4th line, and then you need 4 more skills for that. So that's 10 total. Anyway, so that's where I am. I just thought I'd mention that. Now if we go over to, I'm going to start out with tier 6 destroyer Farragut. That's my US destroyer. And we're just going to hop in a battle here. See what we get. Now, I'm not the best destroyer player ever. I'm still learning some things. I mean, destroyer play is probably one of the hardest just because the destroyer doesn't have any armor. Also, in several updates ago, they also took away the citadel. So you can score a major hit on a destroyer in the middle of the ship, but it is so hard to do that. And most of the time, armor-piercing rounds are ineffective against a destroyer because they just go right through the ship and they don't do a lot of damage. So as you get up in the calibers of the guns, and depending on what ship you're fighting against, really makes a difference whether you're choosing HE or AP. HE is also really good for finishing off a ship. If a ship doesn't have a lot of hit points left, chances are you're gonna switch to HE and just blow them up so that you're sure you're killing them and you're not gonna bounce around or anything like that. Okay, looks like we're getting into a battle here. Wait a minute and see what it is. Looks like I may have a few drop frames, so let me know if this is stuttering at all on YouTube. And if you're in the chat, say hi. Really appreciate hearing from you guys. Let me know what ships you guys like to play, what tiers you're up to. Do you like to Japanese line, the American line. So far, I'm trying to finish all the American line before I move on to any of the others. It'll give me a good round of ships. The Americans are pretty strong. Got good gunnery. Alright. Here we go.
General quarters.
Looks like it is a native tier 6 battle, so that is good. So like I said, I'm not the best destroyer, but generally what you want to do is you want to try and get in and spot the enemy. Is also try and set up some traps with torpedoes so that the enemy can just waltz into your torpedoes. I'm on AP rounds right now. So I'm going to stay on AP rounds for this round. See, tier also matters as well. So when you're a destroyer, you're going up against tier 5s. Tier 5s and tier 6s. AP rounds can do a lot of damage, and you can knock the enemy out quick. I may switch back to AT rounds just depending on what I'm fighting against. I'm gonna throw some smoke here.
Smoke generator started.
This guy
acknowledged.
First of all, I want to hide my cruisers behind me, but also I don't want this guy to just start firing at me, because he can. I haven't been spotted yet, but he can more than likely see me. I don't want this. Okay, now I'm detected. So.
Smoke screen set. Problem solved, sir.
I laid some torpedoes. I gotta get out of here because these guys are messing me up pretty bad. There's such a, like on the north side here, there's such a gap between, you know, by the time you get to the islands, there's no cover. So as soon as they spot you, you're pretty much toast.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
It's almost impossible to hit these guys. Problems with this audio. I'm using a old Creative Labs 0404.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
It's the quality. It doesn't work with Windows 10. And it doesn't work with Windows 10 in general. It's meant for Windows XP and 7.
Enemy cruiser detected.
And I have to run it in compatibility mode, so I've had some issues. I have to upgrade it. If anybody's watching who's a potential sponsor or anything, I'd love to have an XLR replacement for it. I just don't know what I should buy. So I'm using XLR mics for my recording.
Engine boost deactivated.
Okay. So far I've not been that effective, so closer. Drop frames for some reason. To lower the bit rate.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Team has taken the lead.
Put the bit rate up to like 12, but so we're coming around the horn with some of the fleet here. So far, I've not even scored a hit yet. That's the game you play when you're attacking.
Concentrate. Enemy warship. Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Could also
Fire on
be
the
because,
designated target.
yeah, definitely dropping the frames, so. Update that.
Our victory is in sight.
Managed to get a couple. Okay, we'll switch over to HE shells now. Burn this cruiser down. I got cruisers helping me, so more HE shells can get in there and burn. So I wasn't too effective there. Wasn't that good of a situation. You kind of get the idea. HE is going to burn them down. And AP will actually do damage, but it takes time. Let's see. So that was not a good game for me, but... Okay, let's go back to the port. I'm going to bring up my tier 7 cruiser. Don't think I can change bitrate settings without canceling the stream, can I? I don't think I want to do that. No, doesn't look like I can. Alright, so we'll go try the Pensacola. Now the Pensacola has got... It's got 203 millimeter guns, so they're really big guns for a cruiser. They're basically a heavy cruiser's guns. But it's got, this thing has like 0 armor. If you look at the armor, it's got, you know, it doesn't have that much armor in its armor belt. The rest of it is just paper thin. Anyway, okay, we're gonna try one more. This might be a shorter game than I figured, just because the video settings are now acting up. So, okay, about this. Hopefully, we can get a kill here. It's really hard to stream and play at the same time, I'm finding. I don't know. I'm pretty new at this, so I'm sure there's other gamers out there who are a lot. It's just a no-brainer for them, but okay, look at this. Tier 6 game. We're Tier 7 cruiser. Only 2 carriers, which is nice. That's not bad. That's not bad matchmaking. We're sitting pretty. Let's see what we got against them. Yeah, not bad. Just gotta stay away from those New Mexicans. See, this is a new thing in the 614. They've added this tips. So for newer players, if you guys, you know, occasionally they'll show tips that you may not know, or just learning the game, just jumping into the game. So this is handy. Not so much for the advanced players, anyway.
General quarters.
Once again, I apologize if the audio is cutting out.
Luck and fair seas.
Okay, I'm going to stay on AP. These heavy guns in AP run basically in this tier is like a battleship. If I score a good broadside hit on anything, I can hit the Citadel and do major damage. This particular cruiser does not have torps, or torpedoes, I should say. So I don't have that advantage, but I do have the
Requesting support.
the 2 fighters. So when I send up a fighter, it's actually 2 of them, which is pretty nice. So I don't really get attacked much by aircraft. Or at least I have a good defense against it. And the Pensacola is really good with AA anyway. Because it comes after the Cleveland. The Cleveland is like legendary.
Capture that area. Roger. Roger.
We're on fault line. That's a very popular, common map. A and C areas. You notice it's not a standard battle this time. It's the capture and hold areas. Okay, so we got a cruiser and a destroyer coming in.
Enemy battleship detected.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
And I'm the second one around the horn, so I'm
Affirmative.
gonna get hit here. I'm gonna start turning because see, that was a pretty big hit. It wasn't the big one. I turned because as soon as they're fired, they're gonna try and track where I'm going. Don't want them scoring hits on me. Bounce one, I said, it's got very weak armor. Going in a circle here.
All stations, requesting fire on the designated target. Main turret critically damaged. Problem solved, sir.
He's just knocking the crap out of me. I can't see him now because of the smoke field. The battleships are just very good. have a few upgrades on this thing, so I'm a little bit faster. I get up to speed faster. Looks like our destroyer's cap. That's good.
Well done, Commander.
Gotta be careful going on the
I need
side
support.
because I get hit from. Oh, they're all pulled up. Wish our battleships would play. We need to start with battleships. Let's see what it is in this battle. Not good. Close behind this island. See if I could just work around this island.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
I also don't want to get hit by the battleship right on that one, so... Launch my aircraft to see a torpedo plane here.
Fighter airborne.
By the way, you hold control. Tell them the main target aircraft.
Enemy battleship detected.
He sees me now. Reload, please. Ouch. I don't know why his guns are penning more than mine. Jesus. Like, seriously. Every shot he's taking is hitting me.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Enemy battleship sighted.
That's not me. Copy.
Our team has taken the lead.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
We have secondaries.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
Destroyers are very susceptible to AT rounds. Especially high caliber. He probably launched torpedoes.
Torpedoes to port.
Excuse my language.
Torpedoes to port.
Should have seen that coming. Near it. It happened. But trouble here because I'm getting too close to these battleships. Not shoot. Surprised they haven't taken me out. I think they're not paying attention. Yeah, I'm still on AT rounds. I don't want to risk not paying attention. Nothing about this game I hate. When you're not looking, that should go into auto mode or something so that you avoid. I mean, it tries a bit, but. I mean, I could put the ship into automatic, but so I'm just trying to get away from this battleship. I'm going to come around with our fleet. Hit M, look at the whole map. This is where I am. There's only 3 ships left. Okay, so there's the mid battleship, the carrier, and another battleship somewhere else. He's not been spotted at the moment. Now, if I was smart, I would just stay out of it and let them just take everybody out.
Fighter returning to ship.
Mainly because my hit points are really low right now. You guys can't see that because it's yeah. My face is blurry. Ugh, sorry. That was just a nice little cruiser. Don't want to fall asleep. It's not like World of Tanks. I love World of Tanks too, but World of Tanks is a lot more fast-paced games. This guy down. Come on. see the damage in the top right. It just keeps going up because he's still burning. Oh, I got the kill in a minute. Oh, somebody shot him. Like woohoo! I got the kill there. The Pensacola also has the option to do an emergency AA round, but I don't have that. I don't have that option set right now. I have to go back to the menu and choose the lever. Sorry, I have the sonar hydroacoustic search because I find that. You know, like if I'm helping out battleships or track down torpedoes and other destroyers and that type of thing, the hydroacoustic search comes in more handy, or a lot more worthwhile. It's actually a low damage game for me. There we go. Light him on fire there. Oh, that time we did. In points or cap the base or something. So I got a couple of Citadel hits there. I think that was earlier on in the game. But as you can see, the higher caliber of the HE, you know, you set them on fire and you can burn battleships down. Everything. So that is a cruiser. Now we're gonna play battleship. Oh, we got containers. You know what? We'll okay. Let's play the. I got the Colorado here. Now its guns are 406mm, so they're really huge. They're 60-inch guns, right? It's got HE and AP as well. So let's see what the difference is with that. And I can tell you right now that when you hit a destroyer with an HE round that's a 16-inch round, it does a lot of damage. It really depends on where you hit on the ship, but in a lot of cases you can pretty well knock them out easy. Usually in one salvo. I think the only bigger guns in the game is on the Armada.
Battle starts.
It's an older GTX 680. I really want a new graphics card, but can't Okay, so we're on AP rounds. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm top tier. This is a tier 7 round, which is nice. And I think I'm going east. Two brothers map. Now, you'll notice on the battleship, we got a lot more armor buffing. That's a torpedo protection. And I find that that advancement really does save your butt with this particular battleship because of the naval treaty or whatever it was. The Americans are limited to 21 knots as a max speed, at least until you get to tier 9, I think. Tier 9 or 8, I can't remember. I think the North Carolina, I think, is also limited, but I can't remember. So anyway, the extra armor makes a big difference. I'm not sure how it helps with rounds though. I think it does reduce damage unless you get a really good pen to the citadel. I don't know. That's something we'd have to test out because I'm actually curious about that. Is it just torpedoes or will it affect rounds as well? Typically rounds are coming in from the top though. So unless you're close and you're trying to hit that torpedo rate, I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I can do it this game. Alright. Battleship up. I have a spotter aircraft, so I'm going to take advantage. Unfortunately, they've disappeared. So, I got them twice. Looks like I hit him twice for 4,000. It's not bad.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
He's harder to hit because he's going to be maneuvering. Oh, I might go. Oh, no. Too far ahead. That's another thing. Some of the players on here have gotten so good they can hit almost 100% of the time. I don't know whether they're using software to do that. Their skills are just so high.
Spotter returning to ship.
I've gotten pretty good at it, but it takes a lot of time because you got to know each ship's speed, when they're changing speeds, you know, and then you have to factor in dispersion because if they have specific camouflage. Oh, right to the side, hit it, they'll say.
Target penetrated.
18,000. That was a good hit. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what an armor piercing rank. I would never get that hit with an HE. Although I don't know if I had that captain skill whether I'd get that or not. Might, because it is cruiser.
Enemy battleship detected.
Top tier, so everybody's kind of afraid of me. Now I gotta start cruising. my guns. I gotta wait for my guns to shoot. Now one of my guns will switch fast, but the other
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Oh, I nailed him. I didn't think that was gonna hit.
Sighted.
Away, they're right at the edge. I'll try and hit. Excuse me.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Oh, it went. I thought for sure it went. Sail in a little bit. Now, just to show you guys the difference, I'm going to switch over to HE. HE will do wonders on cruisers. It'll do a little bit on battleships, but it's basically just burn battleships. Like I said, unless you have that HE fuse delay.
Team has taken the lead. Requesting support.
Okay, 8G round. Did a little bit of oh, that would hurt. Oh, he's dead. I just fired at a dead ship.
Enemy battleship detected.
Okay, now I gotta switch over.
Problem solved, sir.
I really have to hit this.
The ship is on fire.
See, he's trying to burn me down. This is not good. My repair skills.
The enemy team.
16,000.
Enemy heavily damaged.
spot here because that's a good hit. Oh.
The ship is on fire.
This is not a good situation. I don't want to be this close.
All stations reporting strategic target.
Reloading. I gotta take out this cruiser.
Affirmative.
Come on. Come on.
Hull breach. Taking on water quickly.
I will not survive. That was my fault. It's strange because Queen Elizabeth is only tier 6.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah. Anyway, my team wasn't a lot of help in this game. But it was my fault. I shouldn't have went in like that. I didn't know there was had they taken out the cruiser, I might have been able to fend off the battleship, but I had to go raid for him because there's that other battleship over there. Nobody was really working. That's another lesson. Try and keep the battleships distant from online. But you saw how much damage the AP rounds did versus the AG. And the Citadel hit it for sure. I just couldn't do enough damage fast enough to take out. The Queen Elizabeth is a pretty tough ship. I didn't realize. I thought a tier 6 would be a little bit less. Because I know the New Mexico isn't, like, their armor strength is not as good as that, so. Anyway, let's see how we did score-wise. Oh, second from the top doesn't surprise me. Just because, you know, I didn't do that much, but the rest of the team didn't do a lot either. Anyway, let's go back, and we are going to do our daily container collection. Hopefully, we get something good. Just gonna that and right into container collection. Try your luck. Come on. Crashed. Nope. No. So, yeah. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please remember to subscribe. Also like the video down below. We're gonna, and if you have any comments, leave them down below. There's a description in the description down below. There's going to be some links for the website, web pages I went to. Also for the 914, I didn't go over that very well, but the main changes there were deep torpedoes. So deep torpedoes hit battleships, they hit cruisers, I think, but they don't hit destroyers or some cruisers, if I'm correctly interpreting it. Probably I'm wrong there, but they do hit carriers though too. But the main changes I was just looking at for HE and armor, and also for carrier. So, oh, okay, before I go, I should talk about the 614 carrier. So, my previous video on strike versus air defense, basically. They've taken that away in the American line. So on my carrier loader here, you'll notice there's no more Mod 2 or Mod 3 options. And we actually got credited for it. We got credits back. Excuse me, free XP as well. Oh, there's somebody in the chat. How's it going? Let's